Really love
Early
that.
morning, beavers are all waking up and getting back to work.
Look at how, yeah, see, I love building that way where it's just like you got a dense little population center in the middle, and then you got all your trees and your food and your whatnot, and that clear water, where that's such clean water. Where's your dirty water? Where's the poop water?
The poo water's over here.
Dumping the poop water behind the hill where nobody can see it, but you sure can smell it.
The poo water all flows out that way. There's a.
When the wind blows just right.
Is that the only poo water here? I think so. I haven't had the first. Oh wait, no, there's another poo. There's another one over here.
There's a poo drain.
This one eventually, I just want to divert down here, so that'll be easy enough to take care of, and I can always clean up this main river from that. And there's the issue of this stuff up here, which isn't an issue at all, really. It just goes out on its own. So that's kind of fine. My next project is going to be to cross this and over this area. I'm going to set up an industrial area and use for the water.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Got to use the poo.
Utilize the poo water.
Using the poo is how you gotta use bad water pump to use the centrifuge to turn the poo water into usable extract. And you also gotta use poo water to make dynamite.
That doesn't make sense to me,
terraforming. Well,
yeah.
It's so contaminated that they can extract the volatile explosive chemicals from it.
I don't think that poop has nitrates. I mean, it could.
It's colloquially poo water, but it's bad water. It's the toxic remnants of humanity's destruction.
If
it's the reason humanity, like, this is the remnants of humanity's complete and utter destruction of Earth's environment that allowed beavers to emerge as the next dominant life form.
I'll be honest, if we contaminated all of our drinking water with ammonia, then we'd probably just, we just explode.
It would be the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Because that's what really does it. You get the nitrates, and you get the ammonia, and then you get on the FBI's list.
I'm trying to decide where I want to put my wheat farms.
Oh yeah, that's the question there. I mean, you got that little area right there. That's to the right there. There's that blank piece of land.
This little square. Do you see my mouse?
Nope.
Like this area.
Yeah, that's the one.
The only issue I see with that is that part of it is not irrigated. So, like, there's a certain distance from water that the land has to be, so this is getting into the dead zone in the middle here. Now,
time to irrigate.
Now, here's what I've been thinking is, now this is going to be a project, but I could basically do a dam from, here across here, dam this whole thing up, and dynamite through here, and then this.
Yeah.
So this water would come around here, and then but here's the thing though, that wouldn't actually add a whole lot of usable irrigated land. Can you fill in this, and eventually I'll be able to harvest all this and give me this, but like, it's not that useful in the grand scheme.
Okay, but wait, so you can dig up land and you can, like, let loose the river. Can you also, like, just dump land there? Can you terraform and, like, make the high ground, like, a little wider? Like, to the opposite. Is that a road there that's, like, separating the high ground from the low ground there? A road.
Where? Like, these? I
The
can
light.
delete these.
The light thing. Yeah, those. So the one that's going straight towards you right now, if you just make a little bit of land on the other side of that so you can have a little bit more farming land for your wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you do that? Because it looks like the water is fairly forgiving in the radius that it needs to be. So yeah, you could just, if you're going to make a little pondy poo there, then you can...
I mean, you know what I really should do is not make a pond. I should do like proper irrigation because this whole area could be done up with, you know, once I get dynamite, I could like blow canals through here that would irrigate and allow, me to just fill this whole area with wheat. So I could like bring in water from up here, or I mean, at that point, I could also bring it in just across here. Whichever way would be shorter. I think this way is probably a little less dynamite than this way.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a ways off. I like to get some wheat going before then.
A twee bit of wheat.
I think I might do is go ahead and put some more potatoes over on this side. Delete the potatoes. And then fill in over here with. I gotta actually delete these, don't I? Oh, of course, it just turned night. So one beaver's gonna come destroy one of them, and then they're all gonna go to bed.
They got a union, man. Fucking Teamsters. So I don't feel sick anymore, but my sinuses refuse to drain. Like, this pressure. It's driving me nuts. Every single time I blow my nose and I get rid of some of it, I hear the high-pitched, like it's filling back in with air or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's that horrible noise. Feels kind of good, though. Where the fuck is everybody? Oh, Masami just reacted. Reacted to... She's just reacting? Write something!
Zia said he wouldn't be here till later, if at all, and Lena said probably wouldn't. He's gonna go to a movie or something.
Yeah, no, Linus is spending time with... I already made fun of him. I chastised him for spending time with his loved ones instead of wasting time with us, and Masami is just reacting to me adding her and calling her my salami. And Zero is driving home right now. Probably trying to de-stress himself after whatever family event he just, well, I'm assuming ran away from full speed. I should go get more Kleenexes. What's the plural of... Is the plural of Kleenex Kleenai? I should get more...
Still Kleenex.
That's ridiculous language. I should still get more. I'm gonna get more. Alright, I pilfered the supply that I had by my bed. I should be good now. Except for when I go to sleep later. But that's a problem for future Doc. Fuck that guy.
Hey, Masami.
Hello, Masami. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for the ping.
I pinged you.
You did, I appreciate it.
just listen very intently
Aw.
to any puns that you might eject from your twisted brain.
Well, I'm glad you're at least aware of that much.
So yeah, how you been? Omega and I have been catching up.
Well, I didn't realize you were both running, but I suppose if you had to catch each other.
It's too early for buttons.
You just said you were going to listen intently for them.
Yeah, I know, and then you
Sometimes.
did it immediately, and I'm already regretting. It's too early for the buttons. Yeah, so yeah,
I gotta warm up somehow.
I know. It's good that you're doing this before Zero gets here, because he's gonna... I'm sure he's going to be in a mood.
Mm-hmm.
No, he'll probably be fine.
Well, if anything, he'll be more emphatic than usual. He's probably had to keep a lot shoved down deep inside because of forced socialization.
I bet everybody around his dinner table was talking about how Biden announced his cancer, specifically so that nobody would talk about the book. As far as I know, that's the latest conservative conspiracy theory that's circling around the table.
What book?
Someone
Biden
from
was on book tour.
Wait, didn't Jake Trapper or some shithead from CNN? He wrote a book with a buddy of his about how Biden was eating jelly beans the whole time he was in. That's a Reagan reference, children. Not you guys.
I did hear that. Yeah, Jake Tabertos released a book that was about like how much of the his health decline was being hidden from the public, kind of thing. My understanding.
Yeah, and like the day before the book comes out, or the day that the book comes out, Biden's like, "Oh, by the way, I have cancer," and that's how the conservatives are spinning it. Anyway, not as a wow, that's really shitty. You know, we're sorry for you. Prostate cancer is fucking shit. Hey Zero, we were just talking about what your Nazi relatives might have been talking about during dinner.
Oh God, can you guys not hear me?
You know.
Now we can.
Yeah, my microphone's cutting out every once in a while, but mostly it's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear us now? He can't hear us. We still have a chance.
No.
We can still prank him. Zero. Zero, where are you? He's not here. God damn it,
Yeah,
Sonny.
I
Stop
can
dropping
hear
things
you.
in
I
the chat.
can't hear you guys. I don't know what. Hang on. Computer's muted everything. Give me
His
just a minute.
headphones are off. They've been out of battery for 2 days. Or they're just not plugged in.
All right. Somebody say something.
Penis.
Same.
There it is.
Aw, we wanted to continue relentlessly roasting you while you couldn't hear what we said.
Yeah.
Well.
Did you turn it
Now-
off and then turn it back on?
Oh my God! Please fuck off. Please kindly fuck off, sir.
So yeah, how was dinner with your how was
In-laws?
dinner?
It was actually good. You know,
It
we
was
had pulled pork.
Yeah. Did you talk about everything that's going right in this country?
Oh God, no, no, we didn't actually.
Is that why it was nice? Because you didn't?
Yes. That
You
is
didn't
exactly
talk
right.
at all about how Donald deserves that plane because he's such a hard worker?
No, we didn't. Thank God. Because I have opinions.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so it's been an age. It's been an age since we all assembled.
Yes, we are much like the Avengers. We assemble. just not as frequently.
Which Avenger are you?
The fat one.
I didn't
Which
know
one's
there was
the fat one? Is there a
So
fat
Thor
one?
on the
Thor,
bender?
yeah, Thor gets fat.
Yeah, but I'm not as good looking as Chris Hemsworth. God, he's gorgeous. Sorry.
My favorite part about that was when Chris Hemsworth was wearing the fat suit and he was discussing what it must be like, what it's like to be a fat person, as if it gave him all this insight.
Like, listen here, you dick.
Like, it's, yeah, you know, bless their hearts. Actors are not very smart people. It's okay. You know what? They more money than we'll all have combined in our entire lifetimes for one fucking movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So yeah, that's great. We've been apart for about a month and absolutely nothing has happened.
Incorrect. Incorrect, sir. I have opinions. Especially when it comes to Borderlands. And
Oh, Christ.
And how big a piece of shit that dude is who works for them.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So, what article did you regurgitate?
It was
Cox?
the one. It was the one regarding. Randy Pitchford saying that if you're a real Borderlands fan, then an $80 base price, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's something.
You'll figure out how to afford a luxury item when you're worrying about how to pay for your mortgage and your lights and your food and sure.
Okay, so is it another single player game, or have they finally turned Borderlands into an MMO?
I think it is a single player game. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the actual game production itself.
Well, then my twisted mind reads this very clearly. If you are a Borderlands 4 fan, potentially buying an $80 game, you'll figure it out. You'll find a way to make it work. Yeah, you get a seaworthy vessel. That makes it work.
Yeah.
Does he know that? Does he know that girls go to gyms?
Is he is he aware that his game actually is about space pirates? Kind of.
Yeah, games about piracy have always made me giggle.
It's like, we don't want you to pirate our game. Really?
It's about piracy. It's about how cool pirates are. I'm getting mixed signals.
You don't say.
So I see that on May 20th. It was posted. So gamers are expressing concern about Borderlands 4 potentially costing $80, but no one's potentially worried about GTA 6 costing $120 as the base game.
Everybody's concerned about it, but
Not
Rockstar just doesn't
Rockstar.
give a shit. Yeah, Rockstar's not worried, but Rockstar's not at all concerned.
And Rockstar's like, no, I'm sorry, we can't release GTA 6 in December of 2025. We need more time to make it even more betterer.
We need to let it cook.
Yeah, for the language, yeah, whatever. Millennial, or they're not millennials, sorry, Gen Gay and Gen Super Gay. Like, you keep on making that work, that's fine, good for you, but I don't think anybody was expecting GTA to come out in 2025. Jesus, how long did GTA 6 to come out in 2025? I don't know how long it took GTA 5 to be in development, but I'm pretty sure it was 6 years.
Yeah. I mean, just look at Diablo 4. It took fucking forever.
No, it didn't. It took like a year and a half, but they were Blizzard was sitting on their hands being like, we want to do another Diablo. We're making a whole shit ton of money on microtransactions and WoW. We don't really have to work. And then California put a stop to that party.
And I have actually officially like gotten over the withdrawal stage of WoW. Somebody asked me if I wanted to come and play WoW, they would pay for it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? There's nothing in that game for me anymore.
Hey, good for you. Also, happy 28 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 28 weeks, everybody. It's 28 weeks since Zero stopped playing WoW.
Aw, congratulations, Zero.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mail you a cupcake.
Oh God, please do. Just make sure it's not one of those ones from that dude, the cake boss, because I heard that his food is crap.
I am happy that I have no idea who that is. No, I'm just gonna mail you a single cupcake, in a box that is too large for the cupcake, and it's not going to be packaged at all. So.
Awesome. Do it.
Oh, that's awful. Yeah, who's the cake boss, and why?
Apparently, like, he started his own brand of vending machines.
His brand.
Like, cake vending machines.
No
and
shit.
apparently the cake is, like, exceptionally awful.
It's a lie?
I mean, of course it's a lie. The cake is always a lie.
That would be fucking hilarious if it would just, yeah. I know what you mean by like a cake or a pastry vending machine, because I've seen those before, and they have like a rotating tray and the thing comes out and it actually looks really nice. But I'm thinking of a standard snack or a vending machine where the cake just like spins out on one of those metal spirals and it just drops down and you have to pick it.
So it's actually kind of like the second one you mentioned there.
It
is
for
like a stand.
That only works for sandwiches, because you can put it in the plastic, and sandwiches don't have frosting on the outside.
So the way that they've got them packaged in such a way that it's like it's like one of those sandwich containers that they do in the vending machines. It's like, yeah, with the film over top of it.
But that's the thing. The frosting on the sandwich doesn't go on the outside. So when the sandwich gets banged around, it's the bread contacting the plastic, and that's manageable.
So, but
unless
yeah,
the cake in the vending machines doesn't have frosting on it, which would be a travesty.
Yeah, well, it does, and apparently it's like it's like machine production crap. And that he tries to sell off as, hey, this is made fresh daily. And it's not made fresh daily. It's stocked fresh daily.
Why wouldn't you just get one of those vending machines that sells like Suzy Q's and ho-hos?
Very valid point.
Suzy Q's are really good.
What the fuck is a Suzy Q, and why have I never had one?
A Suzy Q, how... Omega, you know what a Suzy Q is. How do I describe this?
With ChatGPT's assistant.
Oh my god. You know what? Yeah, fuck it.
Are we using AI? Have we gotten to that point in this podcast?
No, because I think ChatGPT is sometimes retardedly hilarious, and I think it would be funny to ask it to describe to my southern friend what is a Suzy Q. He's never heard one before, so give me a second here. Talk about yourselves.
Didn't mean to derail the podcast. But,
yeah. So yeah, no. I have officially remembered why the game Xenogears will never be re-released in the United States. Hooray, politics and religion. Very, very deeply held religious and political beliefs in that game, and that they would not survive today's test at all for either side. So thank you, Masami, for helping me remember why that game will never be re-released.
You're welcome.
Okay, Zero. Have you ever heard of Suzy Q? It's a classic American snack cake that was first introduced in 1961. Imagine 2 moist layers of chocolate cake, kind of like devil's food, sandwiched together with a thick, creamy white filling. A bit like a whoopie pie, but more compact, rectangular in shape. The original version had rounded edges, which fans really loved. Over the years, there were a few changes, but in 2018, Hostess brought back the original recipe with 50% more cake and cream, and the rounded edges returned too. Unfortunately, it was discontinued again in 2020, but it remains a nostalgic favorite for many.
Okay, so it's a whoopie pie, essentially a thinner rectangular
Whoopie pie. Yes.
whoopie pie. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
But I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
Oh Jesus, he's doing the bit.
What bit?
When isn't he doing a bit?
What?
Doc, I hear you're not dying because you're here. So, what do you have?
I went to the doctor, and the doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed. No, the doctor.
Ting tang, walla,
Bang
ding
bang.
dang.
Ooh-ee, ting tang, walla walla, bang bang. Racist. That is a horribly racist song to sing in 2025, I'll have you know. That's why I love it. Hi, Silas. Yeah, I don't know. I do have itchy nuts. We've all got itchy nuts, but no, I went to the doctor and I was just like, hey, I'm not going to get pneumonia again, am I? And she was just like, oh. And I'm just going to call if my cough doesn't get better next week, or if I start developing a fever or something like that, I need antibiotics, and that's what everyone's opinion is.
Okay, well, as long as it's not pneumonia, as long as you're not dying.
I don't know why I got pneumonia last time. I did everything right. I stayed in bed, I chilled out, and I was all the rest of that, and for some reason, yeah. I told Omega before we started, I was just like, yeah, I feel better. But my sinuses are still all, like, pressured. And goopy.
Under pressure.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who did... Oh, it was David Bowie and Annie Lennox that did that as a tribute to Queen at one of the Aid concerts. There's
Queen?
a great video of that on YouTube. You should go watch.
I prefer Dave Matthews.
Every time there's Coke Zero, you just go blowing it out of the water.
Yep.
How you feel when you're drunk is not correct.
I'm not drunk, though.
That's a Futurama reference about how the Dave Matthews Band doesn't rock.
Excuse me, sir. Dave Matthews will always rock.
Really? Is that because he wakes up in the morning?
Yep. Hi, sweet baby. My dog is visiting.
I thought you were talking to one of us.
No.
Me. I thought you were talking to me. I was going to be...
You're gonna get excited. Is
Yeah,
your tail wagging?
Just a little bit. It is.
Good.
Front and back.
Oh, heyo. Tiny wag in the front, big wag in the back. Oh.
Okay,
Has
I just had to...
anything else interesting happened? Like,
yeah, tons. But I had to thank ChatGPT because it's important that we waste that voltage. It's important that we keep on thanking ChatGPT. First of all, so that it doesn't try to exterminate all of us when it takes over the world. And second of all, because it is wasting tens of millions of dollars every single year. Every time there's a prolonged silence, I'm blowing my nose.
Ah, okay.
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 So yes, stuff did happen, Zero. Thank you. Stuff we did. The chat's full of stuff, and I've curated the finest selection of whatever the fuck era. So Tales from the Shire is a new game coming out that is embracing a cluttercore experience, according to this title. So it's grid-free decorating for your Hobbit house, and I am all fucking about this. I am so about having a Hobbit burrow and decorating it in a cozy Lord of the Rings life sim called Tales of the Shire. 100% about this. Looks great. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
I mean, that covers it.
yeah,
It's literally
sounds
the
like
entire
a
game.
fun game.
It's the entire game. It's called The Camera Zooms Out to a Top-Down Dollhouse Cutaway View where you can more easily move around your furniture, paintings, and books before going back to the normal camera angle. This is literally what the entire game is. And I'm fine with it. I would like to see the graphics become a little better, honestly. It's a little blocky for my tastes, but the concept is there. I just want to see a refined execution. That's all.
Heck, it could be the new Minecraft.
It's not that blocky.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, no, Silas, the hobbits are notorious for getting drunk. Between beer and wine. I don't think they have any hard liquor. Do hobbits have hard liquor? I shouldn't have closed down ChatGPT. I shouldn't have closed down ChatGPT so fucking so fucking fast now, but I've never
I can
heard.
ask Siri.
Yeah, see what that bitch has to say about hobbits.
Hey Siri, do
Fucking
hobbits
bitch.
have hard liquor? No, that's not what I said. I did not say hollows. She heard hollows when I said hobbits.
Fucking bitch.
It's not her fault that she doesn't understand my southern accent.
Silas is in chat being a proud alcoholic.
Attaboy.
Hi, Silas.
By the way, are we officially concerned about Fluffy now?
It's been
One
week. It's been 20 minutes.
Omega, damn it.
We all did it. We all
Yep.
fucking did it. It's that deeply ingrained.
Yeah, deeply ingrained earworm.
It's been 28 days actually. I was gonna make a movie poster reference, but yeah, we haven't heard from Fluffy. It's in the chat here. It's been 9 weeks since Fluffy shit posted, so that's a little concerning. We've gone 2 months without Fluffy shit posting. Not necessarily posting, just shit posting, but it has been 28 days since we've seen Fluffy. So that's not ideal.
I'm really beginning to believe that Fluffy and Doc are the same person, and it's just Doc is doing this to make sure that we miss that persona.
If I was Tyler Durdening the shit out of this, then there would be signs somewhere in my life. Like, my dogs would be suspicious of me or something, or I'd wake up and they'd have new chew toys, or no chew toys.
I don't think there's any merit to that, Zero, because Unella clearly would have killed the Fluffy personality by now. Oh wait,
Unless, yeah, they're all the same. Fluffy and Unella are the same. Oh, whoa, fuck, maybe split personality. Have I been dicking around with Unella's server at all? I don't think I've done anything to Unella that could have damaged an alternate ego or an alter ego that she had. No, we all hope that Fluffy's okay.
Yes.
He's out there somewhere, giving the business to either a pig or a small rabbit. He's a combination pig-rabbit. A rabbig.
If you will.
Or a pabbit. Pabbit sounds like a drunk rabbit. Like a rabbit that drinks
It really
paps.
does.
A pabbit. Or a developmentally disabled bunny.
Oh God.
I'm a
It's just
pabbit.
a little.
I was
It's
about
just
to say it could be PBR's new mascot, and then you had to say it was a retarded bunny.
Hey, buddy. I'm pabbit.
I mean,
Drink Pepsi Blue Ribbon. It's the best.
Hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity.
I like collecting bottle caps.
oh God.
But Pabbit, Pabst Blue Ribbon doesn't have bottle caps. I know. I just say finding them on the street.
Oh God.
Reminds me of Gal Gadot.
Oh Jesus.
The last time I did Gal Gadot was with Fluffy, and we were talking about the massive RimWorld mod that I was making. And he was just like, you should voice all of the alerts, all the things in RimWorld that give you sound notifications for like incoming raid or somebody started a fight or anything like that. Just redub it with Gal Gadot saying, "Oh boy, there's new friends coming. I hope they're nice."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Gal Gadot was a hoot. I'm glad you think so. I'm always so positive. How are you guys been?
Oh God, this bit.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. That was a great one.
If you can do it for the bit, you do it for the bit.
Yep. Well, what else happened? Oh, Frostpunk came out with an update. So there was a huge update. It was like a 7 gig download on Steam.
Oh yeah, Frostpunk 2?
Yeah, Frostpunk 2. So they added a new cityscape, a new place to build a city in Utopia Builder mode.
I'm very excited about that. One of the things that really, I think, hurt the game's replayability value for me as far as compared to Frostpunk 1 was that you only had one map. Like you only had like the one set of maps. There wasn't like different.
There was the one Frostland, that was it, and there were 4 places to build cities, and that was it. Now there's a 5th.
Exactly. It's nice that they're at least expanding that a little bit. And I haven't hopped back in, I'll be honest, but I will at some point for sure. But it seems like they are taking some efforts to make the game a little bit more similar to Frostpunk 1.
So, well, I still have the game installed, and I was thinking about going and just trying out Utopia mode again, or Builder mode, or whatever it's called, Endless. But my main criticisms with the Endless mode in Frostpunk 1 is actually endless. It gets boring after day, 100, day 120. You've basically done everything. You can stretch that out to 200 days and shit like that. So it is actually an endless mode because your population stops. You have the infrastructure that you need to survive. You get to a spot where you are actually self-sustaining, and you can go forever. Frostpunk 2, no, endless mode is definitely not endless. Your population will overwhelm you. I told you I got to the point where I actually crashed the game because I had too many people. It is certainly not endless. So that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, is if 11-bit ever actually gets around to addressing that, which is, hey, you can toggle a switch that makes it so that your population will never exceed 100,000 or something like that. I'd look forward to that. And also endless resources. Truly endless resources is the other problem, because resources are endless in Frostpunk 1, not at all in Frostpunk 2.
Are they? in Frostpunk 1?
They are. If you get coal mines or advanced coal mines, and you have 2 of those, you can power an entire city of 700 people, no problem, forever.
I mean, yes, you can, but like, I thought they actually did have capacities though. That didn't. I thought coal mines were like 50,000 coal or some astronomical number, but not an infinite number.
In the first game?
Yeah.
In the first game, if you're going in endless mode and you build a mine, then yes, they're endless. They're absolutely
Maybe I'm
endless.
thinking to campaign mode or something else.
Yeah, in campaign mode, yes, for sure, there are limited resources.
Because I feel like I remember like the wall drills and some of the steam core buildings.
Yeah, the advanced
running
buildings.
out of resources and deconstructing them to recover.
That certainly could be. There are okay. It's been a while since I played.
This just goes to sort of the point here that Frostpunk 1 was way more flexible of a game that had far more game modes and just things going on, I feel like.
I agree.
Frostpunk 2.
I agree. And the thing about it is that in Frostpunk 2 it would be pretty simple. Conceptually it's very simple to address those things. You're going into endless mode. Okay. Override the setting where like your deposits of coal are a fixed amount that you can run out of. Just override that, make them infinity, or make them, 9,999,000,000, whatever. You'd think that would be possible to implement in the code. And obviously they decided not to do that for some reason. I have to believe that occurred to them. They're not stupid people. That must have occurred to them in development phase. So some logic was just like, no, even though it's endless mode, we don't want endless resources. We want to put a strain on people, or we want to, make it so that you can only survive up to a certain population, and then you start running out, and then, devastation strikes, and you have to, a whole new phase of the game where you have to figure out, how do I survive now? Do I just move everybody to a new site? And you just move people on and on and on. Or maybe they figured that nobody would actually make it to the point where all those resources were exhausted, and they would just get bored and stop playing before then. I don't know. But anyway, 11-bit did release a 7 gig update that was free for Frostpunk 2. And they added a new place to build a city, and they did some optimization, and a couple other things for endless mode, and fixed a couple bugs in campaign mode that were very, very common. So they're still working on it. They still give a shit. That's nice.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's nice that they're still making updates, and the game isn't stagnant at the very least. It's still being balanced and tweaked.
It's not abandoned, and even though they're working on, what was their new one, 1896 or something? Yeah,
that's another thing
the new project
to talk about in the Frostpunk world is, Frostpunk and 11-bit have been a bit of a fucking conundrum lately. We've been seeing articles like they're in financial trouble, like the company's at risk of being sold, like all this other shit, but then we're seeing stuff like Frostpunk 2 was, immensely successful financially, and, now they're doing a big update to Frostpunk 2, and now they're releasing, or they're announcing, and on the bad side, there's also the cancellation of that huge unannounced.
Yeah, there was that project that got canceled, and now they have a brand new project that's coming out that is not unannounced. It's very much in the public eye.
But yeah, they've already just come out and announced the next Frostpunk IP project, which seems like it's a return to Frostpunk 1.
Yeah, smaller scale. Yeah.
It seems like, they're getting back to the equation that really resonated with players the first time around. And
dude,
I'm gonna buy it. Like, I fucking love the franchise. I love the game, so I'm excited.
So there is, okay, there are two concepts here. Well, there's one concept here that I really fucking love that would be amazing for a game, and it's tied up. I can relate it to two things. First of all, the movie Snowpiercer. Anybody else seen the movie Snowpiercer? Anybody else
Fucking love it.
fucking love that goddamn movie?
Is that the one where like there's a fan theory that it's actually like the dystopian future of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
They've got a worldwide trend. No, I haven't heard that one. Train that
I
goes
don't
around
know
the
that
world.
one. I haven't
Okay,
heard that.
so
Okay.
hang on. Snow.
Yeah, no, fucking yeah. You look that up, but yeah. Well, I was just gonna say I don't know if I told you about that, Omega, or if you told me about that, or if we just discovered it on our own and I just brought it up and you were just like, oh yeah, I've totally seen that, or vice versa. But once you get over the fact that it is such a fucking bullshit, ridiculous concept that makes no sense whatsoever, it is such a fucking awesome movie.
I put that movie in an interesting category with, to my knowledge, only one other movie really fits in, and that movie would be Pacific Rim, which are movies that
Hugely
are
impractical.
it's movies that are very deliberately made for both the American and Asian audiences. And they use incredible use of color and just color in the storytelling visually. Like, they do a lot of the storytelling work visually to break through any sort of language barrier issues. And there's something really interesting about both the movies that I find very very visually, aesthetically pleasing, and they're pretty awesome.
For me, it's the feel of Snowpiercer. Is just the intimacy of moving from cabin to cabin in a train, where, and this is where, yeah, the whole point of a movie is show, don't tell. And you show the back of the cabin. You start off in the back of the cabin where everybody's very poor and they're just scraping by on a living. And yes, you bring in color. Everything's dark, drab, gray, neutral tones, and everything is quite colorless and lifeless. And it's just like these people are eking a living by. And then as you move closer and closer towards the front of the train, it starts, the cabins, the settings, the environment starts getting more and more colorful. There's more life. There's more and more, all the rest of that. So yeah, the texture, the tone, the coziness of the movie is just like really appealing to me, where you're going from one spot to another on a fucking train that never runs out of fuel for some reason. As I say, it's a completely fucking ridiculous concept, but once you feng shui that, God, is it cool. And where I'm going with this is, if Frostpunk wants to get back to an environment that's really fucking cool, we know they have these giant steam-powered sleds that dragged the generators up to where all the cities were built and everything. Let us design one of those fucking sleds. Let us design one of those massive fucking behemoths that crawl, the snow crawlers that go over there. Have it like a little city. And I was going to tie this into the other game that you played, Omega, which is where you were on the train and you were going across Soviet era Russia, and you're trying to make it back up. Last Train Home. Yeah, where you had, it wasn't, that wasn't like
pre-Soviet.
Wasn't it true? It was pre-Soviet, right? Yeah, post World War One.
I think it was between 1 and 2.
Yeah, so it was just they were just getting to the October, or they'd had the October Revolution by then.
It was the Reds and the Whites. It was in the wake of World War One when a Czech unit, basically because of the way the war ended and where the lines were drawn, a unit of Czech soldiers was basically like, when the war ended, it's like, well, you guys are now stranded behind enemy lines.
Sorry.
And the only way to get home is to go further into enemy territory until you hit the fucking ocean on the other side and take a boat home, because the war is still happening over on that side. So it's historically, like, it actually happened. not necessarily the journey of this one unit, but units did make similar, like, were faced with similar situations in the wake of the war when all of a sudden everything is thrown into chaos by the end of the fighting.
Fucking
it was a bizarre
Bolsheviks.
time.
Yeah, so
bizarre
the whole not like truly a base builder, but you did have some say over how your train was I don't know,
Yeah, I fucking
built.
loved. I haven't thought about that game in a minute. I fucking loved it. It's like half base builder, half
Company of
RTS.
Heroes. Yeah, Company of
Yeah,
Heroes
it's like,
meets base builder. Yeah.
it's pretty kick ass. Like, it's a great combination. A lot of fun.
So you do something like that in the Frostpunk universe. I'm just saying, give us a mobile fortress to build. Give us a mobile city to build. You want to take things back down. So we had a city to build in Frostpunk 1, and then we had like a major city, and we were building districts in Frostpunk 2. Take it back to Frostpunk 1, and then go even smaller. Give us an even smaller base with like 24 people tops that we all get to know, and they all have a purpose, and they all have like a function, and they're unique each time you play through the game. And give us a base that's mobile, that we're moving, and the purpose is to find a spot to set up a generator. Wouldn't that be fun? We should get paid for this.
Like, it could be fun.
So, the Snowpiercer thing.
Willy Wonka? Yeah, let's go for it.
So, the Snowpiercer is a series to Willy Wonka theory. Posits that Wilford, the inventor of the Snowpiercer, is an older Charlie Bucket who inherited Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It suggests that the Snowpiercer's structures, themes, and even characters are all echoes of Wonka's chocolate factory. Both stories involve a protagonist who navigates a fantastical hierarchical structure with,
You got it right the second time.
Yeah.
There you go. Hidden perils. In both cases, a single individual is chosen as a successor by a wealthy industrialist. Character connections. The theory suggests Wilford, with his eccentric personality and control over a large-scale system, is a mature Charlie Bucket who has reinvented himself.
So is Tilda Swinton supposed to be an allusion to Willy Wonka?
I don't know. It doesn't say. In essence, the theory argues that Snowpiercer is a continuation of the themes and narratives established in Willy Wonka, with the protagonist's journey and the factory's structure carrying over into the future post-apocalyptic world.
I guess then, like, allegorically, you'd have to have the melee, the soldiers with all the melee weapons, they would have to be like the Oompa Loompas. That's kind of fucked up. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that's out there. Jesus, man.
But yeah, so that's the theory.
Huh.
It's fun when we learn things.
Yeah. I like, though, now Omega's got me thinking, because you brought up Pacific Rim and you were comparing it to that. I don't necessarily categorize the two movies in the same way that you do, but I do find a common theme where the point of the movie is just so fucking ridiculously, stupidly impractical, considering what the problem is, that it's like there's no way that anyone would be out of their tiny little minds enough to conceive of that in real life. But it's a movie, and it's supposed to be fun. So once you just get past that little notion, yeah, the movie does become really, really fun. Because I'm describing the entirety of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Let's see, it's been 45 minutes and I brought up anime. Warframe, by the way. Warframe.
Well, yep, Warframe.
You reminded me.
I was gonna say, are we switching this from Warframe to how long does it take Doc to bring up anime?
I think either one, they're interchangeable at this point. Although Warframe did try to recently get away from anime by putting David Bowie into their game.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, go look at the launch screen.
I don't have the game downloaded. I'm gonna have to go, like... It was taking up too much space.
Yeah, Silas, I still do play Warframe. None of these people do, these posers. No, they're all done with Warframe. But, yeah, I still do. I still log in. I see Silas on, I think Silas plays in the mornings now when I'm getting ready to go to work. Or at the gym or whatever. But he's like, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're in the same time zone, right, Silas? Yeah, so like 7 a.m. every single day. He logs into Warframe, plays for an hour. And yeah,
Not
Warframe never
proud
ends.
of me. I have started going to the gym.
Hey, that's great. Are you doing the trampoline, or are you...
No.
What are you doing there?
I am...
Hey, trampoline's a serious fucking workout. I heard you do the sigh there. No, trampoline's a serious fucking workout.
Well, no, I wasn't sighing because of that. I was sighing because my gym doesn't have the trampoline thing. And that makes me sad now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that is sad.
But no,
If you try hard enough, anything is a trampoline.
I mean, that's true, even human bodies, but that's illegal.
Zero, you could do the thing, you know the thing where they pick up the heavy ball and they throw it against the wall and it bounces back to them?
Yep.
Have you tried being the ball?
Acceptable.
Oh, God. Wait till you guys actually physically meet me. You will understand that that joke is fucking hilarious.
Aww.
Can we dribble you?
No, I'm not that short. I mean, I'm five.
That attitude.
I'm 5'7".
Can we take a picture where Linus is using you as a beanbag?
Oh my God, Zero, we're like almost the same height. I'm only an inch shorter.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast.
My wife is actually taller than me, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then wear heels.
No. I have very bad ankles, sir. That can be an emergency room trip very quickly.
It doesn't have to be heels, but you could wear lifts.
I'm not Ron DeSantis.
You should know that Zero is not well healed.
Oh.
That's a 3-pointer.
Yeah. See, my hand is resting. Again, my hand is resting right by, so my thumb is right by the button now. You got lucky.
No, I just need to bribe you to keep your hand there.
Yeah. Hand moves around a lot since I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I'm no fun anymore.
What?
It's been it's on the fucking scroll right now. It's been 5 weeks since I had a drink.
Really?
Oh my
I've
gosh, Doc.
fallen, this is falling off the wagon for me.
You do it in reverse. Falling in reverse.
Yes.
Ah, that's a pretty good band.
Yes, I do, I'm the reverse. What were you talking about? Oh, Zero going to the gym and Silas playing Warframe at 5:30 in the morning, he says. Crazy person. Yeah, the grind never ends. The grind is ceaseless.
The absolute mad lad.
He is.
I'm on my 4th character in Diablo this season. Is that bad? Am I obsessed?
A little bit.
Yes.
Shit.
But I'm not playing WoW.
Silas works morning now. Yeah. Silas, what morning do you work? What time is Silas working is my question. As I get progressively more speech slurred. Because, again, not drinking makes me sound like I'm drunk. Whereas if I'm drunk, I sound perfectly sober. Shit. 7-4, yeah. You got one of them shifts. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna put up this article, which is fucking hilarious, about why should we even bother making an Xbox game? Devs and publishers are reportedly baffled by Xbox's exclusivity strategy. Yeah, this is fucking hilarious. It works with Sony because Sony owns the properties that they make PS exclusives on, and smaller studios are just like, well, I guess an exclusivity deal couldn't hurt, to have us, promote it on a PS5. But major fucking studios being told by Xbox that we're going to be exclusive to Xbox. You're not going to get a PS or a PC release. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, well. Microsoft is trying to do the thing where they don't where they're trying to win the console war by not winning the console war. Does that make sense? Does that statement make sense at all?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe a little.
But listen, I've said it before. Microsoft has decided to be software salesmen. They don't care about the hardware no more. They're winning the console race by taking themselves out of it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the Xbox has always been that it's so easy to port an Xbox game to Windows. That was kind of the point when Microsoft came up with the Xbox console, was to create this system where they could just be like, all right, it's a game for Xbox, but we can cook. Basically, it was actually called cooking, and there was a file that said cooked in fucking Mass Effect. I think the first Mass Effect game had a folder in it just called PC Cook. And it was just, that's a couple alterations to some config files and to some bins, and you've got yourself a PC game. So Microsoft comes up with fucking Xbox Games Pass, and that's for your console and for your Windows PC? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Software all the way. The thing that surprises me is how Sony has survived this long. Well, it's because of Spider-Man. I should say.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you're not wrong. Final Fantasy and Spider-Man are pretty much the sole reason.
That's the other one, isn't it? Yeah, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Sony is a company that has built a lot of their model off of exclusive, game deals. Xbox is like, we don't want to do that no more.
Ugh. So, yeah, that was just a little bit of hilarious news that happened. Oh, and then quickly, the one that I found, because I'm the one who pays attention to this kind of bullshit. A Chinese company named Hailan put out this promotional picture with some stuff attached to it. And I guess, yeah, this is Tom's Hardware picked it up. So, Hailan says that it's getting ready to prepare a 128-core, 512-thread CPU with AVX 512 and 16-channel DDR5 5600 support. Which, those specs are absolutely fucking nuts. This is crazy. This is the craziest thing in the fucking world right now, because this is just fucking nuts. The problem is that this does not exist. They're getting ready to put it out. There's no release date. There's a roadmap with no dates on it that we were looking at. And there's this just insane piece of architecture that they've announced with abso-fucking-lutely no dates, no specs beyond what they've already titled, or what was already in the title here. That's just fucking it. And they claim, along with it, that was, okay, so, Hailan has come a long way since its first generation server processor, which was built on the Diana microarchitecture derived from AMD's Zen IP. So, they copy-pasted what AMD had done with their Zen architecture, which is fine. Other companies did that too. However, it seems like a thing of the past, as Hygon's roadmap indicates that since the C86 4G model, the company has adopted a new self-developed microarchitecture. Consequently, the C86 5G is said to employ an enhanced version of this mysterious microarchitecture. So they're just like, trust us, bro. We've taken what AMD did and we've maxed it out. We've done like the next best thing. How'd you do that? Look at this fancy picture that has nothing to do with your question. So this just made me laugh and laugh and laugh. And I was just like, hey, I wonder what an actual chip maker is up to. So AMD's Threadripper series is launching the 9000. They've already launched the 9000 series. There's one that is 96 cores that is currently available on Newegg. It's $10,000, but it's a 96 core CPU and it exists and you can buy it. So AMD's Threadripper series, their Threadripper Pro 9000 series this year. Some have already launched, some are in the process of launching. The 9965WX is a 24-core Threadripper processor that is, I think, within $1,000, $1,500, which is crazy for a workstation CPU. So AMD deserves an obscene amount of props for just making workstation hardware affordable for people who want to like take this home and start developing whatever. You can do like TurboCAD, you can do AI development, you can just run 74 different simulations, you can run like 100 virtual machines simultaneously. I don't know why you'd want to, but I'm sure there's a reason to do it. And this is real. This is stuff that you can actually go out and buy. So yeah, I guess it is the 9995WX that has 96 cores. TDP of 350 watts. The socket is SP6. So they're away from the Strix model. Now they're at SP6. And there's no product ID here. I swear to God I saw one of these on Newegg. Maybe I was thinking of a different... No, I was pretty sure it was a 9000 series. Whatever. Anyway. So this is an actual processor. This is an actual piece of hardware that actually exists right now, that is actually impressive, that you can actually buy. As opposed to this Chinese piece of shit, which is just like, trust us, bro, it's coming.
It'll be here
Yeah.
soon. TM.
Oh, God. So Silas asked what kind of cooler would one need for a CPU of that caliber. It's a Threadripper. They run stably, or they idle somewhere in the 50 degrees Celsius range. And if you get them ramped up and you're like stress testing them, it is not difficult to bust 90. So you need at least, you could get like a really beefy air cooler, like with 2 fans on it and massive radiators. And you could probably do pretty well with that on a Threadripper. I don't know why you would spend between $1,500 and $10,000 on a processor and then get like $100 air cooler. I don't know why.
No, that is functionally retarded.
I don't know why, but you could do that.
If you are doing a budget build and
if you
are budget building with a Threadripper involved, then no, you just need to save your money and get the damn thing.
Well, what it would be, yeah, you would either get an all-in-one cooling unit with at least a 360mm rad, or you would, I mean, it's a Threadripper build, and you probably know what you're doing if you're building a workstation, so you get yourself either soft tubing or hard tubing, and you do a custom loop. And if you can get a 480mm rad, 480 millimeters by, 480 by 60 millimeter rads are fucking insane. I don't think that there's anything that cannot be completely cooled with one 480, a single piece of equipment, mind you. I don't think there's a single piece of equipment that cannot be completely cooled with one 480 by 60 millimeter rad. So get you one of those, or just get you a standard 420 by 30 millimeter or 420 by 45 millimeter or something like that. Slap a couple push-pull fans on there. A couple of 2, 3, 6 push-pull fans in push-pull config. And get you a pump. Nice D5. Yeah, and that's what you're using to cool your Threadripper. But I would not do a single loop with a Threadripper and a GPU, you probably could. It'd probably be fine, but I would not. I would isolate the Threadripper. Because, yeah, as I say, if you're stress testing it, 24 cores, 36 cores, 48, 64, or 96 cores, if you're stress testing that, just get an isolated loop for your CPU. And then whatever GPUs you're using, they'll be perfectly happy if you just, get them a 240mm rad in their own loop. Oh. God, talking about custom loops makes me hard.
Sorry, say stop. I can only get so hard.
Of course, custom loop is just a cop-out for, like, everything. That's the go-to answer for everything. Everything is better with a custom loop. No, not necessarily. Air coolers are pretty good. Air coolers are pretty banging, especially on the new GPUs. I don't really like the 5 series. The RTX 5 series has been a complete and utter clusterfuck. But their air coolers on them are pretty good. Did you guys hear that the tech show going on in Taipei right now, that NVIDIA waited to release the 5070 series for while the show was going on so that people couldn't review them during launch? And yet some of the people went to launch with their streaming setups and their testing setups, and they did review the 5070 at launch, and whoever in charge of NVIDIA got pissed off at them.
That's so funny.
Wee.
He is such a whiny bitch. Yeah, the 5070s did not launch well either. That's they're 4 for 4. Every 5 series that they released had something wrong with it. Had something like badly wrong with it. Oh man. Okay, and I included this article in here because I thought it was hilarious that Zero thought it was real.
I thought it was funny, and I thought it was actually real, and yeah. Shut up.
What did you post directly above this article about Ireland's sewage system?
Yeah, the Ireland sewage system not being able to handle their first Taco Bell.
I just want to find it so that I could read it back because Omega bursted your bubble so fast.
He did.
I wish, yeah.
So
Zero wrote.
Fucking quickness.
Zero wrote, I wish this was a joke at here, and he posted the article, and Omega came back a couple hours later, 6 hours later, and he's like, it is a joke, with a link to the website's description that this article is on. Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Well, see, here's the thing. I saw an actual newscast.
That's where I got it from, and then I went out and
Right.
looked it up and found the article and was like,
Okay,
this
so yeah,
has to be real.
you shared an article. I saw there's an actual local news broadcast out there where they got duped by this article. Like the way news works is like the producers whose job it is to decide what stories are in the show that day, like you're just looking around reading articles and you find whatever is interesting and you decide to write about those, and then you go about doing it. But see, there's a part of that where you're supposed to research the story that you read that one article about before you just pump out a script and send it to air. That's where they made the mistake. That as a former news writer, that made me sad because like it's been my job to find the articles that we're going to talk about that day.
Sarah, did you actually read this article?
No, I didn't. I posted it based off of the news anchors that put it up, or the news website that had put it up on TikTok.
We need every man, woman, and child working around the clock, bolting down toilets to secure them in place. You have no idea of the horrors that await you.
I mean,
sounds like a shitty situation, honestly.
Oh.
Acceptable.
Oh yeah. So anyway, it was a fun article.
It's a good way to plug up some time.
Oh.
Acceptable.
I'm gonna move my hand. Any day now. And last but certainly not least, hey Masami, what the fuck is Daggerheart?
What the dog doing?
So, Critical Role has made their own RPG. This has apparently been going on for a while, but Kosen brought this to my attention because they finally released it, like finished product, you can buy it, etc., etc. Obviously, it's a fantasy based, essentially D&D like, but the system is completely different. It's like 2d12. And then other random dice in there. I only know as much as the videos on that What the Sheet series has done that I posted. And it seems to be it doesn't completely remind me of the thing that Omega found, but my interest is there in the same way as my interest is for Omega's thing, and that, like, once I get some time to sit down, I'm going to read about both of them. But they genuinely sound interesting, and it's fun to see them actually kind of break away from D&D a little bit. So that's about it.
Daggerheart's been floating around for years now. As an idea, at least they've been discussing it in early iterations of rules and concepts, and they've been doing various like devlogs on it. I kind of stopped paying attention to it pretty early on. When I stopped paying attention to pretty much all things Critical Role, just because of the way they started being.
Excuse me.
And I just kind of lost interest in the show and like the story, and I found other D&D let's play or like live plays that were more my style. And like I'm all for more games out there. It seems like Daggerheart is going more in the like rules light, improv heavy, like, fun at the table, very, Critical Role-y vibe. While the MCDM game is like in the other direction of, we want to fucking kick ass and kill monsters and roll some clacky math rocks and fucking do cool shit. And I'm so glad that there's all these new fucking options coming out in this space, and
yes.
D&D is just kind of dwindling a little bit. And even as this new versions come out, I feel like people are just losing interest for other newer, more creative ideas. And I think that's so fucking cool.
Good for players.
I mean, good for players, good for the industry, good for creators, good for anybody who wants to try their hand at making a game, because what it does is it's fostering a community of gamers who are willing to be like, I've never heard of that game. Fuck it, let's see what it's got. And the way Hasbro wants it is, the TTRPG isn't something people know. People know D&D. That's the acronym that Hasbro wants people to know. People want to think, oh, you're rolling dice and you're using minis on a grid, then that's D&D. That's what Hasbro wants. And they've had that, well, not Hasbro specifically, but the D&D IP has kind of had that since the 80s. And we're finally getting to a point, thanks to the internet being where it is, thanks to 3D printing being a thing, thanks to, all of the great, creator support structures like Patreon and GoFundMe and Kickstarter and all this other shit. It's so cool that, D&D is no longer, it might still be the biggest in the market, but it's no longer a monolith.
But it all started with that goddamn Tom Hanks. Oh, that's a reference that nobody's gonna get. Nobody saw that movie, did they? Mazes and Monsters, 1982.
No.
Wasn't
Oh,
alive
boy.
in 1982.
Neither was I, but I still saw the fucking movie.
Great.
Jesus, man.
Everybody go watch Mazes and Monsters. It's fantastic. It's about how Tom Hanks takes Dungeons and Dragons way too seriously. It is the Reefer Madness equivalent for Dungeons and Dragons.
Interesting.
Well, I just posted a game that was one of the guys that plays at the table that I'm at on Wednesday nights with my family.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
Old Gods of Appalachia. Oh my God. He was like, I want to run this campaign. And I'm like, yes, 100%.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of friends. Ironically, they're kind of out that way. They're in the Carolinas, who are all like a flitter about this.
Is it a game or is it like a D&D campaign?
It is its own self-contained system.
Gotcha.
He actually, it's funny, he is one of the writers credited for this particular in this particular system. So he wrote some of the lore and backstories, which is really cool. But he's it is you don't get experience the typical way you get experience. Like, experience is given to you not for fighting, but for like discovering things and figuring out traps and doing stuff like that. And it's up to the DM's discretion. It's, you get experience points for doing non-combat related things, which is great. But it's not like you get 100 experience points for doing something. No, you get like 1 or 2, and you can then use that to buy upgrades for your character.
The setting for this game, just scroll through the website here, it looks like H.P. Lovecraft meets Stephen King. Because this is the Appalachian Mountains, this is a very New England-esque setting, with a lot of very creepy New England-esque imagery. I'm all for it. Looks creepy. More of that, please.
Yeah, it actually is a lot of the cryptids, the Mothman and stuff like that. Cults and all of that stuff in the game. It actually looks like it's really fun. He's going to run a short campaign for us so that we can kind of feel out the system. And if I like it, I am 100% buying the books.
God, nobody tell Stephen King about this, or he's going to write 10 short stories before it's mailed out.
I've also heard that there's like some Cthulhu-esque vibes to it as well.
100%.
Yeah, there's your H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, Dan, Leetness is around. He could, well, he's not anymore, but he was. He could be in here saying H.P. Lovecraft and Stephen King.
Well, he can listen to this later and regret his life choices and correct them next time.
You're right, Masami. Hi, future Leetness. I hope that you're having a great day.
Yes, I do too. May your Sunday be blessed.
Just bless it.
Bless it so hard.
I know Southern enough to know that that's not a positive thing.
Would you bless me? I'd bless me.
Bless me so hard. Oh, sent a meme to my friend that was boss walks into a room and says to you and your work bestie, can you two just be normal? And it's Jay and Silent Bob when Jay is doing the goodbye horses dance outside of the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since I've heard that song, which means it's been a while since Parker has called me. He requested that be his ringtone.
Also
Well-
started. Has anybody started watching any interesting shows as of late?
Yes, actually. I just yesterday, or 2 days ago, started watching a show called Black Sails. And,
Oh, you finally got the Black Sails, man!
Pirates.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's Toby What's-His-Face.
I don't know any of the actors.
Yeah, that was for me too.
But,
Going into that, I had no fucking idea who any of them were. No, that was a great show. I'm glad you found that.
It's a pretty kick-ass pirate shit.
This is one of my favorite dramas.
I like boat.
Did it sail away with you, Doc?
Nah.
It did. I watched that. You know, the only thing that makes that show better is rum.
Yes, rum makes everything better though.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, you can drink rum and get pretty belligerent and start ripping up TV shows, being like, this makes no fucking sense. But no, Black Sails is great if you're sober. Black Sails is great if you're drunk on rum. I recommend the show.
I started watching Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous what now?
The Righteous Gemstones. It is about a family of mega church preachers. It stars John Goodman as the patriarch of the family, so you know it's good.
What is about weird connection? So you were just talking about Jay and Silent Bob, and Kevin Smith is Silent Bob, and Kevin Smith directed a movie called Red State, and Red State is about, it's basically a parallel of the Waco incident with the fucking religious zealots, and John Goodman plays one of the police detectives who survived that incident, who's reporting the story back, and now John Goodman is in a show about religious zealots.
Well, not so much zealots, just con men.
It's all the same.
6 in one and half a dozen the other.
Yeah, religion is a cult. Every religion is a cult, and it's all a scam.
But then Norman, I think his name is it what is that dude's name who plays Baby Billy in that show? God bless.
Norman Reedus.
Is it Norman Reedus?
I have no idea.
It might be Norman Reedus. If we're no,
It's the only Norman that I know besides Norm Macdonald, but he's dead.
Yeah, well. Let's see. Cast.
Who's your favorite character so far in Black Sails, Omega? And if
Walter
not your favorite,
Goggins.
if not your favorite, okay,
Goggins.
Walter, yeah, Mr. Goggles. And if not your favorite character, then who's the character who you want to kill the most?
Oh, the one that I want to kill the most? I mean, I find Vane to be, like, kind of
Charles.
too cliche.
Charles Vane. Yeah, the Edgelord.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything for anyone, but, like, his story is progressing, and I'm just already tired of him.
What season are you in?
I'm at the end of season 1, going into season 2.
Nice, okay.
Today I started season 2. It's a lot of fun. Who is my favorite? Well, a lot of my favorite characters I won't actually say because they ended up not being there anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those shows.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like terrible like some of them where people are always dying left and right, but there have been a few.
One of the things that I really admire about that show is that the writing is excellent. It's one of those shows like Breaking Bad where you can have two characters just having a conversation for 8-10 minutes and they get done with it and you're just like, whoa, where did that time go? It felt like 30 seconds. Because it draws you in. There's a lot of like really, really good, intense. As I say, it is a drama show. There's action and there's plenty of action in it, but it's a drama show.
I mean,
it's really well constructed.
And they do a really good job of filming Age of Sail, nautical combat, and like they do a really good job of portraying it. And it's, I mean, I don't think anybody is necessarily qualified to say that it is particularly accurate. But I will certainly say that it is entertaining and believable, which is more than I can say for a lot of TV shows or movies or stories that take place on a ship in the Age of Sail, which feel a little more, cartoonish, perhaps.
There's another one. Be careful of this, by the way. There's another pirate show that was billed as like top drama, starring John Malkovich, and I can't remember what it's called. It might just be called Blackbeard or something like that. But yeah, it is. That's what you're describing. It's like, oh, they tried to make a serious pirate show, and it's got John Malkovich in it. How could they go wrong? It went so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Black Sails is great, and if you know where to look, there are a couple styrofoam cups. Aside from that, I never saw anything in the show that took me out of it. It was all very believable. Even Game of Thrones has that one Starbucks cup in it. What are you gonna do?
I feel like that's just so hard to avoid.
It really is.
Like, it's so awful when you see it, but it's always just like, I mean, nowadays, there's only so much you can do to stop that from happening. It's like eventually, after so many episodes in a period piece, something is going to slip.
It may be about us.
Meh.
Yeah, there's plenty of that in Black Sails too.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking.
Uh-huh.
A lot of fucking in that show.
That's what they do. That's what the pirates do.
One of my favorite things from the first season, at least, because that's what I've seen, was the fuck tent.
that is the fuck tent.
Like, it was, they were coming to shore to, like, on a beach, like a random beach to repair the ship and, like, just refit or whatever. And all the men were demanding, they were just like, what about the fuck tent? And they were like, perhaps in the quartermaster was like, perhaps in the efforts of expediency and getting back out onto the water, we should forego the fuck tent this time. And then they were like, everybody was like, no, we want the fuck tent! And then they showed them putting up a tent and the three whores that they brought with them on their boat, waiting for them outside the fuck tent.
I love that one. Yeah, who is that guy who's hanging around with Anne Bonny all the time? I can't remember his name on the show. Anne Bonny's partner, her love interest. The silver-tongued guy who's not actually Long John Silver, not that dude. The only eloquently versed gentleman on the show who is in love with Anne Bonny.
Yeah, the guy who's in Vane's crew?
Yes, that dude.
Who's Anne Bonny?
Anne Bonny is the angry redhead. Extremely angry redhead who hates everybody and wants to kill everything.
Yeah,
and loves him.
Gotcha.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, no, he is a hoot and a half. perhaps in the expediency of returning to shore, this time we should forego the fuck tent.
Sentences I never thought I would hear in my entire life. We should forego the fuck tent.
Oh, come on. That can be the weirdest thing you've ever not heard.
That is, well...
That's the kind of quality content that I endeavor to bring to our private server friends.
Well, I mean, I've heard some pretty weird shit in the time that we've been friends.
That's true.
That might not be... Well, no, that's not the weirdest thing that I've not heard. But of course, I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know if it's the weirdest thing that I've not heard.
Well, let's just take a look at
point.
Let's just take a look at the pins in Chonkwij so far this year. Oh yeah, the last one was U0 saying, "Fuck me, really?"
Oh god, yes, I don't even know why that got pinned.
Because I was telling you about Power Wash Simulator 2.
Oh yes.
And then
which
there's
I have not bought yet.
Right behind you is Leetness saying, "Life fuck is your shot, friends."
Oh, Leetness. We love you.
Oh yeah, come on. A good hearty farty walk is always a delight.
Okay, that's pretty weird. Are we going back through the archived channel as well to see what weird shit may be pinned there?
No, we haven't, but I mean, it's all still there. I gotta private that shit. I gotta make it so that only we can see it.
Tag it NSFW.
It is.
No, good.
Pretty sure Masami posted a picture of someone's tits in there.
Actually, it was probably me posting my own tits, but you know.
Oh god, I jacked off to that. Too soon or not soon enough?
Well, depending on how long it lasted, probably not soon enough.
I need more memes to spam Fluffy with in the upcoming week. I'm not gonna have a lot of... Oh, it's a holiday tomorrow. Still, I need to collect more memes to spam Fluffy with. Because the 425-pound teacher is suspended for sitting on a student's head and farting in his mouth. Is probably not a real article.
No, because that's Tammy Lee Slayton, if I remember correctly. She is not a teacher. She is an A&E.
I am not having you promoting people who should not be famous, sir.
Like the Kardashians?
Yes, stop promoting these people. They don't deserve to be famous. They're not famous.
I mean, they are famous by their standards.
Having a fat forehead does not make you famous. How do you have a fat forehead, by the way?
Isn't it? It's impressive.
He said it's impressive.
I mean, to a degree, he's correct.
Like, sometimes it's just like, I didn't know the human body could do that.
There are certain places like you don't get fat on, like your dick. Your dick never gets fat. It just gets consumed by the fat. The base keeps rising until there's nothing but a nub left. But the actual dick itself never gets fat. I've never seen, like, fat on a man's cock. And I've seen a lot of cock in my day. This shouldn't be surprising to any of you. I have a massive porn collection.
It's true. It's true. This is very true.
I'm not saying in person I've seen it. Although... Whatever. That's how you kill a podcast.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
We can talk about it. You can talk about it all you want. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed at all of my massive collection of pornography.
We know.
It's not actually that massive. I mean, it's pretty big, but... I've been looking at creating a massive NAS and getting, like, 296 terabytes of memory, and I'm just like, I can't even... I don't even have enough porn to fill that. What am I going to do with all that space? It's going to take me the rest of my life to fill that up with porn. I don't even know if I have an internet connection that's capable of doing that. So sad.
Not with that attitude.
I know, right?
I mean,
I need to be more
I'm pretty
positive about this.
I'm pretty sure that, much like YouTube, there's more porn being created at any given moment than it is possible to ever consume.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, there is. And
that's just a fact.
Yeah,
that's
yes.
just how it is.
And so, to that degree, there is hope. And I appreciate that, and it does lift my spirits. But the thing is that, like, how fat a pipe do I need to download shit that quickly, and how quickly can my drives write it before I have accumulated enough porn to fill up 296 terabytes of NAS?
I mean,
years, potentially.
There's only one way to find out.
It's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Well, what's your average download speed?
Actually, it's gotten significantly better.
Let's do some napkin math, back of napkin, or like back of the envelope math, or napkin math, whatever you prefer to call it.
Okay, so yeah, it's FiOS.
Fun thought experiment.
We got 100 connection. So I mean, that's realistically like 14 megabytes per second.
Those are rookie numbers.
I mean, that's what we got around here. That's the best that FiOS has to offer in my area. Remember, I live in the sticks. It's not even the sticks compared to where you're from, Zero.
Incorrect.
Really? You guys got...
Yeah.
How close is your nearest Walmart? How many minutes away?
I've got 2 within 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I live in the sticks.
So, and to be fair, I'm running on 2 gigs.
Yeah, we don't have that available.
Yeah, I've got 2 gig down, 2 gig down, 200 up.
Zero, what do you do with that kind of massive connection between your wires?
He waxes his acorn.
It's true.
Furiously, in 4K.
8K, actually, sir.
Jesus Christ, streaming 8K to your massive television just so you can jack off in your office.
I have...
Welcome to Only in America.
Only in America. First world issues. But no,
Silas fucked off so long ago. Silas is just out so long ago. Thank Christ he's not still around listening to this.
But no, it's... They actually just upgraded us to 2 gig because we had a fiber company move into the area, and Cox Communications went, "Oh, yeah, no, we can't let them win," and upgraded all the lines to carry 2 gig, which I am very happy about.
Jesus.
I'm only paying $79 a month.
Jesus, Julian.
But yeah. that's just because they haven't taken away my employee discount, even though I haven't worked there in over a decade. Nobody's caught it. Nobody has caught the error yet.
Zero.
And I don't.
You used to work for Cox?
I did used to work for Cox.
That's a pin, Masami. That's a pin in the archive. Jesus Christ, print that out and get it framed. Put that on a fucking t-shirt.
I used to work for Cox.
I've got pictures of you. We're gonna make... Yeah, alright, we're gonna do it.
Oh, God.
That's how we're
This is gonna be a whole thing in July, isn't it? Oh, damn.
Yeah, buddy.
We found Doc's undershirt, that's for sure.
Oh, boy, that's great. So, yeah, put a pin in that. It's been an hour and a half. I'm just going to hit stop recording.
Ooh.
I'm not leaving. We're going to hit stop recording. Penis, fuck Winnie the Pooh, fuck Putin, fuck Elon, fuck Linus, fuck Nestle, fuck Hershey's, fuck Chrissy Nome, fuck Vince.
Yeah.
Did I forget anybody?
No, I think you got it all.
Fuck NZXT.
Yes.
Oh, I think we got to go full fuck NVIDIA. Have you
Wanna
heard
go
the
fuck
latest? Have you heard the latest? I should have brought this up earlier. Gamers Nexus did a big
Oh yeah, how
fucking thing about them.
they're pushing
basically
people to do positive reviews.
it's beyond that even. Like, that's part of it, but in addition, they are threatening to withhold access to various employees if you don't specifically mention their talking points in review videos. They are they're telling companies, like, this is a big one. They're basically saying, if you want to be a part of the latest gen GeForce, whatever, like NVIDIA products, like, they have to agree to be exclusive to NVIDIA and not do like AMD processors for that. So basically, like, Asus couldn't do like Republic if they wanted to do NVIDIA cards, Republic Gamer. In this new deal, they would not be able to do AMD cards. And I highly recommend you guys go watch Gamers Nexus video on it. It's fucking crazy.
Have some time tomorrow.
And yeah, fucking video. I'm glad I've got an AMD graphics card.
Oh yeah, and let me just go ahead and say this: fuck Tony Khan, the part owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the owner of AEW Professional Wrestling. He's a fucking jackass.
All right, fine, wrestling, that's fine. No sport ball though.
Yeah,
Wrestling,
okay.
okay.
Oh yeah, speaking of wrestling, you want to know something I've watched a lot of the last few days? Sumo wrestling. You want to know some fun stuff I've learned about sumo wrestling?
Yes.
Because I've learned
American
a lot.
or American sumo wrestling or Japanese sumo wrestling that's come over?
Actual Japanese sumo wrestling.
Very nice. Yes, we have a channel for that here now.
Like, holy shit. Like,
we have a Japanese sports channel, and I fucking love it.
I've watched it in the past, and I've always enjoyed it, but the last few days, I have watched about 6 hours of it, and it's been a ton of fun. So, apparently, there is a 15-day tournament every 2 months. Like,
awesome.
Of the official, like, Japanese Sumo Association, like, the sumo wrestling, like, the actual wrestlers. That's how it's worked forever. Like, there's always, every 2 months, a 15 fucking day tournament. And that's just how sumo works. And in the top ranks, I've learned so much. I've been watching this for hours on one window or one screen with Wikipedia open on the other, learning about fucking sumo wrestling shit.
I'm so proud.
It's fucking crazy. And like, there are, in the top ranks of sumo, there's 42 wrestlers in the top tier of the tournament. Of those 42, there are like the champion ranks, which are words that, some of them are words that you have probably heard, like Yokozuna and Ozeki. Those are the top 2 ranks. And then there are 3 other quote-unquote champion ranks. Basically, each of those ranks gets like 2 wrestlers, 2 rikishi, which is just the Japanese word for wrestler, at each of those ranks. And so that's like 12 ranked champions. And then the rest of the 42 are people who are good enough to be in that top tier but aren't ranked champions yet. And these 42 people are the people who wrestle every 2 months in a 15-day tournament against each other. And unless someone retires or someone performs so bad they get bumped down to the lower division and someone else gets bumped up, like, these are the 42 people that are just there. And it's fucking, that's it. And these people wrestle each other dozens of times over their careers. And
they know each other. They study each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only 40-something licensed sumo stables in Japan, and the stable licenses are like fucking passed down like taxi cab medallions in New York City. Like, they are coveted objects passed down in family, and like when a wrestler is really prominent at his, and like brings a lot of fame and honor to his stable, and he wants to become the next head of the stable. Basically, tradition is that he marries his coach's daughter to then inherit the stable as his own. Like, it's fucking like arranged marriages, and it's like so fucking political, and like the tradition around sumo goes back like 600 years to the earliest instances, and modern sumo's been around in some form or another for well over 100 years. It's fucking crazy sport.
That's like WWE did some crossovers with some of the Japanese or some of the sumo wrestlers. Akibono came over and actually did a sumo match with the Big Show on at WrestleMania. I think it was 21. I mean, pushed the Big Show around like a fucking child. It was great. But yeah, no, I've wanted to get into that for a while.
And the thing about it is, with all those Japanese sumo wrestlers, Omega, when you're watching them, none of them have fat foreheads.
That is.
Thank you very much.
Not.
Thank you.
That is.
Thank you. Thank you so much.